Sophie Cunningham just did something that sent shockwaves through the entire WNBA. And if you're a Caitlin Clark fan, you're going to absolutely love this. What happened at the Indiana Fever fan event this week is already being called one of the most savage moments in women's basketball history. And trust me, this story gets even crazier than you think. Before we dive into what Sophie just did that has the entire league talking, make sure you hit that like button if you're Team Sophie and Team Caitlin. Subscribe with notifications on so you never miss the latest WNBA drama, because things are heating up fast. Picture this scene. Monday afternoon, Indiana Fever fan event. Sophie Cunningham is sitting at the autograph table with her teammate Lexi Hull. A fan walks up with something special in their hand. Not a Sophie Cunningham card, not a Caitlin Clark poster, but a Jacy Sheldon rookie card. Yes, you heard that right. The same Jacy Sheldon who's been going after Caitlin Clark since day one. The same player who poked Caitlin in the eye. The same one who's been traded 3 times already because nobody wants to deal with her drama. And what does Sophie do? She doesn't just sign it. Oh no. She takes that marker and writes 3 words that would send the internet into an absolute frenzy. Property of Sophie Cunningham. Just let that sink in. For a second, she literally claimed ownership of her biggest rival on a trading card. The disrespect, the confidence, the absolute savagery. And the best part? She did this while laughing with Lexi Hull, knowing full well this would go viral within minutes. But here's what nobody's talking about. This wasn't just a random moment of shade. This was the culmination of something that's been building for months. Remember that game on June 17th? The one that changed everything? Sophie Cunningham wasn't supposed to be the story that night. The Indiana Fever were cruising to an 88-71 victory over the Connecticut Sun. But what happened in those 48 minutes would transform Sophie from just another player into the most feared enforcer in the WNBA. And it all started with Jacy Sheldon making the biggest mistake of her career. Jacy Sheldon thought she could get away with it. First, she played unnecessarily physical defense on Caitlin Clark. Then came the shoving match in the second quarter. But Jacy wasn't done. In the third quarter, she literally poked Caitlin Clark in the eye. Not accidentally, not during a normal play. She went straight for Caitlin's face. And that's when Marina Mabrey decided to escalate things even further by shoving Caitlin to the ground. Most teammates would have just watched, maybe complained to the refs. But Sophie Cunningham, she'd seen enough. With less than a minute left in the game, when Jacy was driving to the basket, Sophie wrapped her around the neck and dragged her to the ground. It was like watching a UFC takedown in the middle of a basketball game. The benches cleared, players were shoving, coaches were screaming, and Sophie was there like, yeah, I did that. What are you going to do about it? 3 players got ejected that night. Sophie Cunningham, Jacy Sheldon, and Lindsay Allen. But here's where it gets absolutely insane. Sophie got fined $400 by the WNBA. You know what else happened that night? Sophie's social media exploded like nothing we've ever seen in women's sports. Listen to these numbers, because they're going to blow your mind. Before that fight, Sophie had 200,000 followers on TikTok. Within 24 hours, she had over 1 million. Her Instagram went from 350,000 to over 1 million overnight. Think about that. She gained more followers in one night than most WNBA players have in their entire careers. Her jersey sold out within hours. The Indiana Fever store literally couldn't keep up with demand. And Sophie's response to all of this? Legendary. She posted a TikTok video lip-syncing to Selena Gomez's "Can't Keep My Hands to Myself" with the caption saying it was just a joke, but seemed fitting. That video? Over 3.1 million views in less than a day. She was trolling Jacy Sheldon while simultaneously becoming the most popular player in the WNBA not named Caitlin Clark. But wait, there's more. Because what Sophie said in her post-game interview should have gotten her in even more trouble. She straight up called out the refs for not protecting the star player of the WNBA. She said it had been building for years of officials letting players get away with targeting Caitlin, and she was done watching it happen. She literally said, "I'm going to protect my teammates. That's what I do. I'm a team player." Sophie Cunningham isn't just some random bench player trying to make a name for herself. This woman is a legitimate weapon. 6-year WNBA veteran, shooting over 40% from three-point range. But here's the part that should terrify anyone thinking about messing with Caitlin Clark again. Sophie Cunningham has been a black belt in Taekwondo since she was 6 years old. It's a years-long foundation of discipline, skill, and intimidation.